The ancient site of Kaiapohia, close to the main highway 30 kilometres north of Christchurch, exemplifies the fluctuating fortunes of Ngāi Tahu, the largest Māori tribe in the South Island. Ngāi Tahu migrated south from the east coast of the North Island in the late 1600s. At Kaiapohia, they established a pā, or fortified settlement, on a 2-hectare finger of land extending into a large lagoon. This provided excellent defence on 3 sides, while the 4th was protected by a complex of trenches and palisades. From this stronghold, Ngāi Tahu spread outwards and eventually dominated most of the South Island, from the islands off the southern coast right up to the Marlborough region. Kaiapohia pā became a major trading centre for greenstone, or pounamu. The precious stone, a type of jade, was carried over a local pass, now Harper Pass, from the rivers of the west coast where it was found. In 1828, a North Island tribe, Ngāti Toa, came south in search of pounamu. They arrived at Kaiapohia presenting themselves as friends, keen to trade for pounamu. Ngāi Tahu invited 8 of their chiefs into the pā. These chiefs included Te Pehi Kupe, the tribe's senior hereditary chief, who 4 years earlier had boarded a trading ship and travelled to England. Heavily tattooed on the face, Te Pehi became a sensation before returning to New Zealand laden with muskets. But this time Te Pehi and his group had left their muskets outside Kaiapohia. When their Ngāi Tahu hosts suddenly attacked them, they were all killed. The one Ngāti Toa chief, outside the palisades Te Rauparaha, called out, "Nourish your children for the time I come back, because there will be no survivors." Sure enough, several years later Te Rauparaha returned with many Ngāti Toa warriors and laid siege to the great Kaiapohia pā. They dug a trench up the narrow neck of land leading to the pā. At its head, close to the outer palisades, they stacked a huge mound of trees and scrub, which they intended to burn when the wind was blowing towards the pā, and so attack under the protection of the smoke. But Ngāi Tahu seized the initiative and lit the material as a strong northwesterly wind blew the flames away from the pā. But then disaster struck. The wind changed to the south, sending smoke across Kaiapohia as well as burning the outer defences. Ngāti Toa stormed into the pā and, true to Te Rauparaha's earlier threat, killed most of its inhabitants. Only a few managed to escape by fleeing through the surrounding lagoons and swamps. Such was the slaughter that when Europeans arrived a decade later, only about a dozen Māori lived in the vicinity, and when the missionary James Stack established a station there, he first had to remove dray loads of human bones from the site. He later erected a carved concrete memorial to Ngāi Tahu on the Kaiapohia site. The memorial still stands, but the swamp has been drained and Kaiapohia seems a distant memory. Yet the spirit of Ngāi Tahu flourishes strongly elsewhere. In recent decades, the tribe has staged a spectacular comeback on the back of business acumen. During the 1990s, Ngāi Tahu received a significant sum from the Crown as compensation for the loss of their lands. They invested wisely. Today, the tribe has an extensive property portfolio of office buildings, shopping centres and other commercial premises. It has interests in numerous tourist ventures throughout New Zealand. These are complemented by big stakes in the seafood and aged care sectors. The old Kaiapohia pā site may be desolate, but nearby Ngāi Tahu is busy developing a new community known as Pegasus Town. And if you go whale watching, jet boating, walking on a glacier, ice climbing or kayaking somewhere in the South Island, chances are you are participating in a Ngāi Tahu venture.